What's going on, nerds? Welcome back to Comic Book Nerd Nation, episode 138. I'm Fox2. We got Pirate
Hello.
and the whole effing Brian.
We better hurry up. This is taking time out of my Pokemon going.
Jeez. We'll get there. We'll get to that. Topher can't be here this week. He's got a friend's wedding or something like that going on, so just the three of us this week.
He's probably lying. He's probably dressing up in a furry Pikachu outfit going around chasing people.
Could be the case. That could be the case. Either of you guys got anything cool that you picked up over the week? Pirate, I know you do.
I haven't got it yet.
You don't have it in your possession yet?
I don't have it in my possession yet.
Let's wait to drop that bomb until you get it so you can show it off.
Well, my parents dropped off more shit at my house from my old house, and if you look behind me,
it's slowly filling up back there.
You'll see my Hall of Justice from Super
Yes.
Is that a weirdly yellow Hall of Justice?
It's the Hall of Justice.
Why? I don't understand why the designers of that toy made it awkwardly yellow.
I don't know. The inside's
It's like a
blue, though.
pastel yellow.
It's not really a pastel yellow. Hold on.
It looks pastel from here.
Yeah, it's kind of pastel. I mean, it's not.
Oh, that is so cool.
It's nothing against. It's nothing against your
Dusty.
weirdly pastel Hall of Justice, but those toy designers made some weird colors for that. I mean, they could have used like a grayish so it looked like a building.
Oh god, it's falling apart.
He's
I don't
going to
even know what's
break
in
it right here on camera.
This thing hasn't been open in probably 20 years.
Probably shouldn't open it. That's pretty cool, though.
And then
Yeah, that thing's going to fall
I'll
apart.
work on that later.
Yeah, you should for sure not play with that.
Oh, and then hold on.
Okay. What else we got here?
I got this case.
Oh yeah, super. Is that one of the action figure cases where you can put all your action figures in?
Yep.
He's got his dildos in there instead.
Yeah.
Cases.
Damn. Got it stacked up.
Wait,
Yes.
wait, hold on a second. Was there a Spider-Man in there?
There is some Marvel in the back. I know. I don't know why, but that's where they put them. There's actually Magneto, Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Wolverine.
Did
And then
did it come like that with DC
No.
and Marvel?
No, these are from There's toys when I was a kid,
No,
and I'm trying to figure out
I'm
who
saying,
this
like,
guy
did you
is.
buy
Who
that
is
with
that?
them?
No, I
don't
did
know.
not buy that with them. These are all my toys when I was a kid, and this is a case that I got extra. But who is this? Who knows?
I don't know. If
That's
you know,
Krang. That's Kang, the Conqueror.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Wasn't sure on that one. Oh, but Mr. Freeze is in here too. So
That's cool.
yeah.
I got a couple new things this week too. Actually, got a couple more additions to my Tales to Astonish collection. So I'm slowly accumulating that whole run of comics, which is going to probably still take a while because the older ones are really tough to get a hold of.
All comics are, man. It sucks.
I also
They're so
got.
readily available.
So I'm a big fan of the. You can't see. Actually, it's out in the other room. The like plastic, kind of rubbery toys banks. The coin banks, rather, that are shaped like the various superheroes. They have Deadpool. They have Harley Quinn. They have Batman, Spider-Man. All the different busts of the different characters and stuff. But I was out and about running some errands and stopped into a comic shop, and they had a Green Lantern. The Lantern is one of them.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool, and for the price, you know what I mean. Like,
Did they only have the green one, or did they have like any other?
they only
cores?
had the green one. Otherwise, I probably would have bought each
Dude,
color.
and those
They only
things
make the green one.
are
I think.
so sweet looking, and
They look
so,
pretty good.
Like not expensive at all.
This next one you're really gonna dig. So that one's cool. And then I bought that one, and then my fiance bought me this next one, which I have not seen this one before, but
What?
fucking
That's the biggest one I've ever seen.
It's massive. Yeah, it's huge. So I actually normally have it up next to the Hulk that you can kind of see over my shoulder up there. But the level of detail is pretty sweet. You know what I mean? For
Dude,
basically like a $15-$20 item.
that is, I can't believe how
It's-
big that is.
It's pretty awesome. So I'm pretty pumped about that. That's a nice addition to the nerd collection, and it fits in well with everything, especially with Thanos and the Infinity Gauntlet #1, signed by George Perez back there on the wall. So it's kind of I was pretty pumped when I saw that. Like I said, I haven't seen that particular one at any of the conventions that I've been to around here. You know, you always see like Deadpool, Wolverine, Batman, Spider-Man's pretty common, Thor's pretty common, and Hulk is pretty common. But I was pretty pumped because we saw both of these, which I had never seen either one, so I just kind of had to have them. So, yeah, Brian, you got any new additions to the collection?
No, I've been buying bags and boards and sorting my
Oh my god, I got to do that so bad.
12 long boxes.
Yeah, I have. Oh god, I just bought bags and boards also, and I have 2 complete drawers full of loose comics that I need to go through and sort and bag and board. It's fucking gross.
So I'm gonna try to lift the computer up to see.
I think that's a terrible idea because you're
These
probably
are-
going to end up breaking it.
These are half of my long boxes.
Jesus Christ. I don't know if I'm more impressed with the comic book collection or the destruction that is your room.
With my laundry everywhere.
Are you using your long boxes to like hold your bed up?
No, they're just in front of my bed.
It,
I was
did,
about to
it,
say,
it
like-
did look like his mattress was just chilling on top of a fucking row of long boxes.
Like that's not really probably very good for your comic
Probably
book collection.
not great for the value, but whatever. All right, well, let's jump right into the news, Pirate.
Bump news.
All right.
That's kind of lackluster. Is it because
Yeah.
Chris is gone and you're?
It's because I'm actually really tired. I'm not drinking alcohol this early in the morning and little sunburnt.
You'll have that.
I think I'm sleep drunk actually. I went to bed really early and got up really early, and I'm still kind of tired, sluggish.
Welcome to real life.
Yeah.
Just
Adult.
because it's real life for some people and not for other people doesn't mean it's not real life.
Adulting.
Did you guys get a chance to see the new Gotham Season 3 poster, which revealed Court of Owls will be part
You mean
of
that-
Season 3?
That really corny owl mask.
Yeah, I have not seen that poster yet. I'm caught up on the show. Well, no, I take that back. I didn't watch like the last 2 episodes of last season. I haven't got to that yet.
I haven't watched. I've watched
I've-
like 2 episodes, period.
I
Yeah,
haven't watched shit.
I actually don't dislike the show.
Really. It must have gotten
I-
much better.
Well, I think what it was is once you actually like take yourself out of being like once you stop criticizing everything and being kind of what's the word I'm looking for?
Open-minded.
Non-dick like, it's not a bad show. I mean, but if you like have your nose turned up to it the whole time, you're not going to enjoy it at all. Which I didn't at first. Like the first I
was
think I watched the
excited
first 3
about
or 4 episodes. I was completely like every at the end of every episode, I'm like, all right, one more episode, and if it's not better, I'm done. And it wasn't. And I stopped, and then I just jumped back in at the end of.
I don't know. Maybe I should give it another try. But I was actually really excited when that show came out. I was looking forward to it.
Yeah, I
And-
remember you talking about it.
It just, I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me. It's just, at least the like, I don't know. I watched like 2, 3, maybe 4 episodes. I can't remember exactly.
Well,
But-
I didn't watch it, and I gave up first season, like I said, a couple episodes in, and then during the second season, when I think it was either the start of the second season when they said they was going to have this kid who could be the Joker or something like that. It piqued my interest a little bit, and I said, all right, I'm going to watch it up to. And it had already been a few episodes into the second season. So I went back and started from where I left off, got caught up, and then continued it on a weekly basis, on Hulu. So
right.
I think it was Hulu. Yeah, Hulu.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that might be something that I have to go back and start over and just kind of force myself to watch like the first 5 or 6 episodes and see how it is.
I mean, it like I said, somewhere about halfway through the first season is when I just gave up and was like, okay, I'm just going to take this show for what it is. And then I started enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I mean, that's There's plenty of people out there that enjoy the show. I mean, obviously, otherwise it wouldn't be renewing for a third season.
Yeah.
You know, so they clearly are doing something right. I'm just not sure what it is exactly, but fair enough. I think the Court of Owls. I think the Court of Owls could be really a cool storyline because it was obviously created by Capullo and Snyder, but it's a long running secret society that's kind of in the background of Gotham's history throughout. So that could be a really interesting take. There's a lot of opportunity to wind that in.
There's a lot of they go into a lot of history of the Waynes and
that's what I'm
in the show in general. So it's kind of like I was waiting for it. Actually, I was waiting for it last season, but they kind of threw a rope-a-dope and threw somebody else at me.
Yeah. So I mean, I think
Azrael last season.
Yeah. So because I thought he was going to be, I thought I was going to see a Talon last season or something, but
I think it's a really neat concept. I think it would be a good way to add some more Batman characters, I guess you would call. I don't know how you would classify Court of Owls because it's obviously a long running thing.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing with Gotham too. And if you want to be a super comic book like snob about it, you can just say you can accept it by this. You can be like, well, this is just a different Earth.
Well, yeah.
That's all.
Yeah,
that's the easiest way to rationalize it.
Yeah.
Because if you're like, well, Bruce Wayne was this old, and the Joker wouldn't have been.
It's never gonna work.
Yeah, you can't rationalize it like that with anything that we have.
I think you just have to take it for face value, and it's a for fun story kind of thing.
Yeah.
In other news, Brian, you shared with us, I believe it was Brian that shared it with us on our group chat, some concept art for the new Doctor Doom Iron Man armor.
Oh, yeah, because he's going to be in... does anybody remember what Iron Man book they're going to start for him to be in?
I can't remember the exact title of it, no.
I think I got the chat pulled up.
But I do think that the armor looked badass. I thought it was like the perfect mixture of
Iron Man,
Doctor Doom and Iron Man. Yeah, I mean, it looked enough like Doctor Doom that you could get the fact that there was Doctor Doom influence, but it definitely looked like an Iron Man suit.
Yeah, it's gonna be an infamous Iron Man.
Infamous. That's what. Okay.
But
if you took Iron Man and put a cloak on him, definitely.
No, I mean I think like there's shades of green. The shape of the helmet is more aggressive. Like
there's little green parts like where instead of like the yellow in the Iron Man outfit, it's like there's some dark green to it. And it has that like metal armor plating.
I like that it's a kind of a mild mix of the two. What they didn't do is they didn't go over the top and make it look like they just slapped Doctor Doom's old mask right on the Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? Like they just subtly introduced aspects of Doctor Doom's costume into the Iron Man suit. So you get the dark green like Brian was saying. You get the slight change in the facial shape of the mask and things like that. I think it looks sweet. I really do. I think they're on the right path for sure. Obviously, that's not the final version, and we'll have to wait to see that. But I think that they've got a really good foundation for what they're doing.
Yeah, and if you look like at the mask, close up to the mask, you see the separation where the mouth is, and it kind of has that same design inside of it, like Doctor Doom's old mask had.
That's sweet. I think it's cool. It's one of the few things that I've seen in new comics that I'm actually kind of enjoying. So who knows? Maybe that'll be a book that I try out. I don't know. We'll have to see. There's not. There just hasn't been a lot getting me excited. The whole Civil War 2 thing. I'm just not. I don't know. Whatever. It just feels cheap to me. Feels like they fucking. Are kind of playing off the success of the Civil War movie. Like, ooh, Civil War, the the Civil War movie did really well, so let's have another Civil War in the comic books at the same time.
What's that cash cow, man? Ride the wave when it's
I
hot.
know,
dude.
I know. From a business standpoint, I totally get it, but it just like
It hasn't been bad, but the story it's just like the story lacks.
exactly
Like
because
the whole
because
basis
they
for
did
it
it just for the fucking.
Well, here is there any characters that was left over from Secret Wars that they're regretting to use? Now is the time to get rid of them. They can die.
That's true also, but
Well,
the only people that died are big characters like
Well, that's
First to
seems
go
counterproductive.
War Machine, who was blasted in the chest by Thanos completely through. The next was She-Hulk finally died in a hospital from getting beat up by Thanos, and Bruce Banner just got
yep,
aced.
Bruce Banner
Hmm.
died. I'm a little upset about that.
I'm sure Bruce will be back though.
Yeah,
I don't-
nobody's dead.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
But
that's
that's
one
what
they can and can't. I
I mean-
don't think they should go without.
if people don't understand why they're putting all these different characters in these different Iron Man books, could be a reason. He could be hanging up his boots after Civil War for a little bit. It's this whole divide thing that's coming up next, but we won't know until it happens, until the end.
Entertainment Weekly released some photos from the set of the new Wonder Woman film that they're working on. These photos look badass. I think the Wonder Woman outfit looks even better in this than it did in Batman v Superman. Did you guys get a chance to take a look at this?
No, I'm trying to look
I
them
think
up
it's
now.
a different outfit in this one because of a different time. Like it's her original outfit.
It looks awesome.
Isn't it more like Spartan-ish?
It is a little more Spartanish. It's brighter. It looks more. I mean, it looks like it's more from the comics. To be honest with you, in my opinion, I think it's. It really looks. It looks. You know what it looks like to me is it looks very similar to a New 52 Wonder Woman.
Yeah, the one she's wearing now. They changed it after the fucking movie, the Batman movie.
There's
came
a
out.
pirate. I just sent you a link
Oh, okay.
to where you can go and see the new pictures. I think that they're doing a good job. I think that they make her look feminine enough that you know girls can identify with her, but at the same time she's a badass character, and they make her look badass. They've done a nice job balancing the two. I'm really surprised that I feel this way about Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, because when they first announced it, I was definitely against it. I didn't think she was going to look the part at all, and I think that she does I think she looks like Wonder Woman.
Here's the thing that here's a prime example of. Okay, if you look at the photo of her, like she's holding the shield, the director she's kind of like guiding her position.
Mm-hmm.
Look at her outfit, regardless of whether you like it or not. Like, not saying that any of you guys do or don't. I'm just saying in general. And look at the director. She's in a fucking parka, snow boots, and then Gal Gadot's in a fucking Wonder Woman costume. Like,
Well,
that's hardcore. I give her credit.
they
Yeah.
do shit like that all the
I
time.
know, but I'm just saying, like,
That's pretty tough.
that's a thing to say that this is what actors go through when they make these movies that we criticize about their
That we
performance.
bust their balls over every little
Yeah.
detail.
Yeah, like that's commendable.
Yeah, because this
Well,
bitch
it's
is
not really-
wearing a
it's
straight
never,
Sub-Zero
ever-
suit.
Yeah.
Never ever the actor's fault. It's always the studio and the director.
I'm not going to go that far. I'm not going to go that far.
There's been some films where it's definitely been the actor's fault. I'm
Well,
not gonna,
if you look about it, they didn't say I'm in this movie. The director's like, oh, I really like your performance. You're in the movie. I mean, they could fuck up some shit, but
I mean,
the way they look, that's all.
granted, yes, I'll give you that statement to some degree. I won't argue that statement to full potential, but I'll just say there has been some films that I've seen that was definitely actors.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I don't think you're right in saying that it's not always the actor saying, I want to be in this film and I want to do it this way, because look at Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds definitely was the reason.
That's a different story. He was the whole reason that movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Made.
So there are outliers on the other side of the spectrum as well. So good and bad, for that matter. Deadpool is obviously a really good example. It's a really good movie. But let's talk for a moment about Suicide Squad. This movie's getting a ton of attention. Early projections for Suicide Squad are huge, projecting an opening weekend of $125 to $135 million domestically, which would shatter the August opening weekend record held by Guardians of the Galaxy, which was $94.3 million. This movie's going to be massive. People are clearly excited about this movie. We're gonna go see it when it opens. This movie is going to be. I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be a fun movie. I think it sucks that they put Will Smith in it, but I think overall, I think he's going to be completely drowned out by the good parts. I don't think that he's going to take away so much from this movie that it won't be fun. I think that what's her name, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. I think she's going to be 100% the star of the show. I think she's going to completely steal the show. I even think that Jared Leto's Joker is going to add something interesting to the film.
I at first when they announced it, I was stoked. Then they announced Jared Leto and showed him, and I was kind of like, I can't stand this dude. And then I couldn't stand his take on the Joker or the film's take on the Joker. But then the first trailer came out. I'm like, wow, this looks really good. And then a while, I kind of, heard about the reshoots and stuff and was like, well, this is... I was kind of iffy about it, well, maybe it's just catching up some post stuff. And, I was giving it the benefit of the doubt. Now I'm like, I'm sold. I'm like, this movie's going to be fucking awesome.
It really is.
Especially since, I watched... Have you guys seen the Batman vs. Superman Extended Edition yet?
I have not.
It's so fucking good. It's so much better. Any problems that I had with the first film, I no longer have at all.
Really?
It's
for the original theatrical release. They took out all the scenes that would basically explain certain parts.
Yeah, they go at there's so much more shit that happens that you're just.
How much longer is it?
Oh, dude, it was the overall film was 3 hours and 5 minutes.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so they added a ton of shit, and it was it so much better. But and I was watching it, and there's some scenes that were taken out that it looks like it could be the guy. I tried IMDbing it a little bit, and I don't think it is, but it looks like there's a guy in it who looks like he's in
Suicide Squad.
Not Suicide. Well, he's one of the guys for Argus that works with Suicide Squad. And I think they tried to connect it, and then they edited it out in BVS. I could be completely wrong. I don't know if any of our listeners could do some research on that too. I looked into it and couldn't really find anything. But it's one of the Special Forces guys in Batman in the extended version.
I'd have to watch it. I haven't seen the extended version yet.
They completely did not have it in theatrical. And I've talked to a few people about it, and they're not sure. They said it kind of looks like him, but I don't know. Until we see Suicide Squad and see who that character that's in the trailer that looks like him is, I don't know, because I don't know his name.
So I'm curious, Brian, what do you say to this? I mean, you were balls deep in some Guardians of the Galaxy, talking about it was the best for quite a while, and now a DC movie is projected to shit all over its record.
It's just... I have nothing to say to it. It's just a projection. We won't see until we see. I mean, Batman was projected to beat Civil War, and Civil War took Batman. I mean, it's just a projection until the numbers are finally in.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that this one... I've been saying it for quite a while. I really think that Suicide Squad's going to be good. I think it's going to do really, really well.
What's the is Suicide Squad rated PG-13 or is it rated R?
No,
Okay, it's PG-13.
Yeah,
Okay.
That doesn't honestly. That doesn't really mean all that much. You can still do a lot in a PG-13 movie now. It's not like the fucking 90s when you couldn't do shit in a PG-13 movie.
I agree, but there's some things I think with Suicide Squad. It's like saying Deadpool with a PG-13. I mean, if you've read a lot of Suicide Squad,
I mean, I've read a pretty good amount of Suicide Squad. Not a ton, but I mean, I don't think you couldn't do Suicide Squad PG-13 because 99% of the violence stuff they're gonna let go in PG-13 now. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you make it super, super graphic. So, and you can do the Suicide
graphic as Deadpool was.
No, it wouldn't be as graphic as Deadpool. I mean,
right,
you don't
and
like
the language isn't going to be as bad as Deadpool.
But like, if you look at it, okay, if you watch the Batman vs Superman extended version that was rated R versus the theatrical version that was rated PG-13,
yeah,
there's not a lot. Like, if you watched it, you wouldn't notice the difference per se. Like, but you can tell they added some things that still were questionable for a PG-13 rating, even though they weren't sexual innuendos or anything like that or language. But it was enough to say, okay, this should have been. If Suicide Squad is going to be the difference between a PG-13 and this version being as an R version, it needs to be an R version. It's just, and like I said, it's two different cash cows or cash crops, but like that's just my take on it. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see when it comes out. But I'm excited. I'm genuinely excited for this movie. I can't wait to see it. Let's see here. The CW has released photos of Wally West suited up as Kid Flash for season 3 of the Flash TV show, and also you guys were saying that they released some photos of someone that people are thinking is maybe the Black Racer.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find that. I'll send it to you.
Brian, any thoughts on this?
Another.
You're so talkative today.
Another speedster. I don't know. Let's see who he is first.
I mean, do you think we're gonna go into full-blown Flashpoint because of how the last season ended?
It's not. I mean, it's gonna be Flashpoint-esque, but like, Wally's not around in Flashpoint, unless like that Flashpoint-esque storyline only takes like 2 episodes. But while it was on the Flashpoint was always only between actually the whole Flashpoint story doesn't fit into the TV show universe because that whole like the war going on between Aquaman and Wonder Woman.
Well, yeah, they're not going to be able to do the whole thing. I'm saying, are they going to, like you said, Flashpoint-esque, like essentially do the same type of stuff, but obviously they can't have the main, Aquaman, Wonder Woman war and all the auxiliary non-Flash parts of it.
I mean, who knows? Who knows how the story's going to go? I mean, this Black Flash's costume looks alright until you get to the headpiece where he looks like he has giant bird wings on his head instead of lightning bolts.
I have not seen that one, but I'll have to look at it. Pirate, what do you think?
I'm sending it to you now.
What do you think about Wally West's Kid Flash outfit?
The Kid Flash.
I think it looks perfect.
The Kid Flash outfit looks good.
You don't think it looks too similar to Reverse Flash?
No, I mean,
it's yellow. That's
yeah. In the comic books, his was red and yellow. Actually, I think in the comic books, the original Kid Flash, Wally West Kid Flash, was all yellow except for the boots and the gloves.
I don't know. I think it looks cool. I really do, but I just don't. I think it looks really, really similar to the. I don't know. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, actually, Wally West. That's actually.
That's the original
color scheme.
Yeah, that's the original suit.
Yeah.
It's the red bottoms and the yellow top.
Yeah, actually, I'm liking it more better. I didn't see at first the picture that I saw was only the top half, so I didn't see the red bottoms, and so I was kind of making the assumption that the pants were also yellow. So this makes more sense. This makes a lot more sense with it being red on the bottom.
People are saying, like, I saw something that somebody like photoshopped over the costume, made it all silver and red, like the New 52 Wally West, who you know he's based off of, because the New 52 one is black. It's just like, no, leave it alone. It looks fine. There's no reason you need a silver one. You're basing it off of the original Wally West.
I love reading the replies and responses to articles about comic book stuff like this. I have to read this. I have to read this response. So this is an article that I found somewhere about, you know, the photos of Wally West's Kid Flash outfit, and this lady responded, and it says, "Black Imposter West is a temporary fad. Enjoy it, diversity lovers, while it lasts."
Jesus Christ.
And somebody responded to her and said, "Wow, it must be exhausting being you." Oh, man.
What does she mean by that? Does she not know there's actually a black Wally West in the New 52?
I don't know, because then she replied and said, "I would have appreciated a more constructive reply with reasons defending the crappy black Wally wannabe so we can have an interesting conversation. Guess it sucks to be you. You still have a chance to prove to me this Kanye West is not a brainwashing product, or should I say a blackwash." This woman is racist as hell.
Yeah, obviously she doesn't read
Clearly
anything.
she does not know anything about comics. Holy shit.
And plus, the West family is all black.
Yeah.
Yo, how are they gonna get a white Wally West?
Yeah, what the fuck is... Like, that would fit in.
People
Talk
just
about
fucking-
sticking out like a sore thumb.
I mean, I could understand, like we talked about last week with the George Takei thing and how
Oh, can they name
You
him
know-
what? Can they name him Whitey West?
White West-
I just
and
saying. I mean,
Oh. And the villain has to say kill Whitey.
yeah, and he has to wear a white Flash outfit.
White Lightning.
White light. Yes, they'll just call him White Lightning.
That sounds like a disco fucking.
Oh my god, that's so awful. I can't believe that lady said that shit.
Next on Soul Train, it's White Lightning.
All right, let's see. Moving on, we got Disney, Marvel, whoever released a new Rogue One poster and celebration reel. Brian, you brought this to the
Well,
table.
it's actually right now going on is Star Wars Celebration Europe, and they released a sizzle chest reel.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, if you remember Force Awakens when it was coming out, they did something like that too. Like it was a sizzle reel of behind the scenes stuff and shit like that. Well, they did
Yeah,
it for
just to
Rogue
build
One.
some hype.
It's pretty cool. You see all the new characters and the races. You see a bunch of Akbar people. Wonder if they're all gonna say at once, "It's a trap!"
It's a trap.
just 50 fish people saying that.
Big
And,
carp heads.
Now the
It's pretty
poster one. Now the Rogue One poster one. That's the one that's got like the Death
Death
Star,
Star.
like in the sky. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
Dope looking.
It's like a beachfront fucking battle going on, and you see the Death Star like really close to the orbit of the planet they're on. But you know, of course, we don't get the cool shit because the cool shit's only shown at the
Happy event.
convention. And there was another sizzle chest reel shown, and at the end of it, you see like the back of Vader, and all this, as they're panning into him, his back, you hear the fucking nebulizer go off, and his breathing, and it just ends.
That's sweet.
They're saying also that that whole reshoot thing about people saying that they reshot some things to make it not as dark is completely false. that they did do reshoots, but it wasn't because of the tone of the movie.
I mean, reshoots are normal for a film.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's just
The
people take the assumption.
I'm
run
really
with it.
surprised that we have as much news right now as we do, seeing that isn't San Diego Comic-Con's like next week, right?
Yeah, but this is Star Wars Celebration, so of course they're gonna release all the big shit about Star Wars there.
I bet they're saving. I bet you they're saving some shit for San Diego.
Oh, I'm sure they are, but like you'll probably get all the most shit because last year at Star Wars Celebration was the first time the like 3 originals came together besides like actually shooting the movie.
I don't know. We'll
Now
have
this-
to wait and see.
Rogue One, does it come out?
This
December.
year.
Yeah, December. Okay.
Yeah. All right, we got to talk about it. Pokemon Go. It's the fucking thing right now.
It's the best thing in the world because you get now it's getting all the stupid people or stories that are popping up.
Oh yeah, that's all I heard on the way to work
It's
yesterday in the news.
unbelievable.
Did anybody hear about the girl who got hit by a car and they're blaming it on the game?
No, I didn't hear that one, but I heard.
A girl was walking trying to catch Pokemon. She wasn't paying attention and hit by a car, and like you could tell these are just like redneck people by the report, the news report, but they blamed it on the game. That the mother was saying her daughter was a hermit, didn't go outside of the house until this game came out, and it's the game's fault for getting her outside.
So-
oh my
shit.
gosh.
And you know, as they're turning on the game, like they're showing like scenes of the game, and as like the girl is turning on the game, you see like anybody who's played it sees the
The thing that says
disclaimer.
pay attention.
yeah,
Watch
the
where you're
disclaimer
going.
pops up.
So I got two stories
All
about stupid Pokemon stories. So all right, not one, but 2 guys. I think it was in California, was playing the game. Happened to walk off a 79-foot cliff
Yes,
and
I saw
land down
this.
into a beach area. They survived, but they had to be like air carried out and rescued from their location they fell down into. Okay. The second story is so good. So this guy is on his way to this location to get these Pokemon, and he sees another guy on his phone. So the guy's like, "Hey, are you playing Pokemon Go?" And the guy's like, "What?" So he's like, "Do you want to battle me?" The guy then pulls a knife and stabs him like 3 times. Okay. And here's where it gets even crazier. So after the guy gets stabbed in the shoulder area, I guess, he still continues his mission to get the Pokemon, then goes to the hospital.
These people are ridiculous.
There's
Also-
all the robbing stories.
There's
Oh, yeah, people
many.
setting up
There's a
locations.
police station. There was a police department in one state that actually had to release a public statement saying that if you wanted to play Pokemon Go, it was probably not a good idea to chase imaginary characters or imaginary animals behind the police department at night.
Yeah. Well, there was a fire department that had to tell people to stop calling. They tweeted to stop calling 911 because people were calling 911 if they could come over there and collect Pokemon. Also,
Oh man,
there's people breaking into zoos. In Toledo, this just happened. I guess people were breaking into zoos after hours and getting Pokemon. And I was thinking, like, wow, if it was Cincinnati, I wonder if
hold on
anybody's
one
going to
second.
break in and jump into the gorilla pit and try
This
to get
is-
one.
Unbelievable. Well, Brian just totally dipped out on us. I don't know what he's doing back there. But there are talks because of the popularity of this game. And if you question the popularity of this game at all, here is how much it has affected Nintendo's business. Nintendo was not doing that great in recent years. Pokemon Go, since the release of the game, Nintendo stock has risen 25%. Now to give you a little bit of perspective about what that means for the company Nintendo, that is a value of $9 billion with a B dollar increase in the business.
It's crazy. They say it has more subscribers than Tinder.
It's unreal. $9 billion increase in the value of Nintendo because of this game. Now, Legendary Pictures is actually in talks to develop a live-action Pokemon movie. This is happening for sure. That's a golden
I
goose.
thought
right
that
now.
they were in talks about doing a live action Pokemon movie for the past few years.
They have been, but why do
Yeah.
it over the last couple of years?
They
It wasn't
kinda
popular.
canned
Now, it'll smash records right now. You do it right now, it will.
That's true.
In all honesty, you do it right now, you do it right, it could beat Star Wars.
Well, did you
It could
also
beat Star
see that Nintendo just debuted that new classic system?
Yep.
Yeah, with like 30 games. Or
Yeah,
70
which
games.
I don't understand because you could just buy a Raspberry Pi. All my friends that have them, they have Raspberry Pis and they have all the emulators on them. Like,
Yeah, but people are still gonna buy this. Tons of people are still gonna buy this. just to
Have
their
you seen the
system.
packaging of it? Like the box that it comes in? Like
No,
it's just like the original
It's
NES
like-
box, but it obviously it's smaller. But like also if you want to buy a second controller, they sell it and it's boxed just the same. Like it's pretty cool.
For sure, 100% that this is going to be the #1 Christmas gift this year.
Most
I haven't.
likely.
Yeah, I
For
would
sure.
say so.
But
for
I got,
$60 price tag. Yeah.
I got some more stories from the great state of New York. Cops caught like a felon because the felon rode his bike to the police station to use the Pokestop,
Oh, that's awesome.
God, what an idiot.
and then they suspended a couple of officers in. If anybody's familiar with how New York's set up in the county of Queens, because they were fucking sitting there playing Pokemon at a stop on their beat. So
Oh
people
my God.
complained. So people called up the precinct and told them.
Wow.
Yeah,
This game
Dude,
is
this-
just taking over.
it's so ridiculous. I mean, I have it and stuff, but like when I drive down the block, down the block from me, there's like a public pool and like a chain of like stores like Subway and a couple of delis and shit like that.
Yeah.
And there's 2 stops adjacent. So if you sit in a certain area, you could hit off both Pokestops. And there's just tons of kids walking around there and shit always.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, they had there's a store called Jungle Gyms in Fairfield by us, and they was on the news because when the store closes, there's like literally like 50 people in their parking lot because it's I guess Pokestop and it's like they're gathering, battling, and doing whatever they do.
yeah.
But Brian posted something on Facebook, and I even shared it. It's so
did?
funny. Yeah, I think it was you. And it was it was a meme. And it said, "So let me get this straight. People been sitting on their asses, crushing rows of cartoon candy for 5 years, and nobody bats an eye. Game comes out that makes people go and actually explore their neighborhoods and maybe even meet new people in the process, and that's lame. Get the fuck out of here. You use Snapchat to turn your head into a piece of toast." Like,
It's true. I see people on Facebook that are just like, "Oh, this Pokemon Go, it's stupid." I'm like, "Yeah, well, if you don't like Pokemon, it's stupid. You have the right to say that." But to say they're probably single and they're probably, you're sitting there on these few people I know are sitting at home with their cats,
They're all cat
haven't
people,
dated
aren't
in
they?
like 3 years, and sitting on like Match.com trying to look for like somebody, and these people are out actually with other people. So I see dudes and their girlfriends walking around doing it. I mean, who's to say they're stupid and you're not for doing what you do?
Yeah, I mean, to each their own, for sure. It's crazy how popular it's gotten, but we'll have to see how long the trend lasts. I don't see it going anywhere any real time soon,
Yeah,
but
no.
at some point they'll have to add something to the game.
Yeah, they're adding. I think I read that they're adding like trading. You can trade Pokemon soon and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
they're gonna have to add some of that stuff, otherwise it's gonna get stale.
Sooner or
fast.
later they'll be adding like personal battling instead of gym battling.
Yep. So, all right. Well, that's it for this episode. I'm Fox 2. We got Pirate
have a great week.
and the whole effing Brian.
Have a week. Great.